So this is my final exam for online multicultural lit. And so I did the first question, which is Sansaria Tate's statement, which she wrote in 2010. You can leave home all you want, but home will never leave you. Sansaria Tate. And I believe home is where the heart is, and one's heart is where their love is. So the novel I chose as a comparison to that quote that Sansaria Tate wrote is The Great Gatsby, and that the central character leaves home, yet home remains significant is in the novel The Great Gatsby. The Great Gatsby, Mr. Gatsby is living this perfect life that seems like home, but in the real home to him is having a life with Daisy. That So, The Great Gatsby by Scott F. Fitzgerald perfectly illuminates Sansaria Tate's statement that you can leave home all you want, but home will never leave you. And Mr. Gatsby's tale is one of the longing for his heart, his home, and his love. Through tone and characterization, Fitzgerald shows that when you live in the past, your future dreams will always be affected. So Gatsby was forced to leave his love behind and his life behind with Daisy when he was shipped off to war. As they both go on living their separate lives, Gatsby discovers that his happiness lies in Daisy's hands. Daisy represents material America. She is beautiful, superficial, and shallow. But nonetheless, Gatsby, an accomplished man living his life around rekindling his love with her. Consequently, his life revolves around finding Daisy again. Gatsby is an accomplished man and lives his life by throwing big parties, hoping she will come to one of his parties and he can attempt to find her, and he's always attempting to intrude on her marriage that she has with another man. In searching for her with every step he takes, he circulates every moment around returning to his home, Daisy. His over-the-top driven character shows that he will do anything to be reunited with his home and his love. So Fitzgerald's complex symbols, motives, and details disguised in his words help create a tone of desperation and desire. The tone shows how Gatsby will do anything to find his home and his love. The fact that throughout the whole story, the mission is to re-spark the fire that Daisy and Gatsby once had. And Daisy and Gatsby also make a tone of suspense, excitement, and curiosity. And the details in the novel, down to the color of Gatsby's car, the positioning of the houses, show how specific Gatsby's search is. And the reader sees Gatsby's obsession with Daisy and how bad he wants to have his home back and his love. By obsessing over finding Daisy, Gatsby's entire life is changed. He moves to where she lives and throws parties, hoping to attract her. Fitzgerald shows how when you live in the past, your future can never excel on its own. Gatsby can't move on with his life until he finds his love and is back with Daisy. Daisy is Gatsby's home. She is in comfort and love and life to Gatsby. So The Great Gatsby reflects Sansaria Tate's statement just so perfectly. His longing for Daisy is what made the story what it is. He knew his home was Daisy. Gatsby would not stop his fight until he made it back home. So some questions that you wanted us to ask was, how have you grown as a learner throughout the course of this semester? I believe I've grown a lot more on how not to be so prejudiced or judgmental towards other races, colors, or anything in particular. So, and then the second question was the most important idea/argument that was generated in this semester's discussion, and can explain the concept in your own words. So I think the most important um, topic that was generated was that how Atlanta is one of the top cities that is really segregated. They didn't mean to do that, but you can just tell like how if you were to go down to downtown Atlanta, you will see a lot of black people, and then when you go out to like Alfred or Milton, you see a lot of white people. You also see a lot of Indians as well, but they all don't mix. It's just you see a lot of Indians and a lot in one neighborhood, or sometimes you see a lot of white people as well. It's just you can tell it's segregated. So the third question, what are the values or beliefs that inform this idea slash argument? So some values and beliefs that inform this idea is that we should value who the people are, don't judge the book by cover. Always get to know the person you are next door to before you make any judgment or anything. And you should respect their beliefs and what they want and what you want. You just respect morals. And then the fourth question, how do you think that this issue is viewed by those with whom you disagree? So I have seen a lot of racism uh, in Alpharetta, Milton area because I used to live there, and I believe this issue is actually very big. Um, there's a lot of name calling that should not happen at all, and people are always just blaming it on others when it's possibly their fault just because by their race or anything or any anything to that extent. So fifth question, how can you slash will you use what you learned in this course outside the four walls of our classroom? So what I'm going to do is don't judge a book by its cover. Um, keep my thoughts to myself. Don't say anything out loud that can hurt their feelings or get you in trouble or really do anything to you that or them that could ruin your future in the long run.